Long before there were cities, long before there was writing, and long before anyone recorded the names of kings or philosophers, there were people trying to understand the world around them. They watched storms gather on the horizon, rivers carve valleys through stone, trees sway in the wind, and the sun disappear each evening before returning the next morning. Every day brought movement, change, and patterns that demanded an explanation. That curiosity didn't suddenly appear with civilization. It almost certainly reaches back long before our own species. Our early ancestors learned by observing, experimenting, remembering, and adapting. Somewhere perhaps hundreds of thousands of years ago, someone picked up a stone, struck it against another, and discovered that it broke in a useful way. Another learned that certain branches bent without breaking. And someone else noticed that fire changed food. Hardened wood spears frightened predators. None of them at the time would have called any of that science. Yet every one of those moments was an experiment. What made humanity different wasn't simply intelligence. A lot of animals solve problems, like crows bend wire into hooks. Chimpanzees shape sticks together to gather termites. Octopi manipulate shells and can navigate mazes. What set our ancestors apart was the extraordinary ability to accumulate knowledge across generations. One discovery didn't disappear when its discoverer died. It could be taught, refined, improved, and, most importantly, passed forward. Curiosity became inheritance. That may be the greatest technology our species has ever developed. Before we built machines, we learned how to preserve ideas. Every generation inherited questions from before, from those who came before, and every generation added something new and handed them to the next. The story of technology is really the story of that same conversation continuing across thousands of years. As people settled into villages and those villages grew into civilizations, curiosity found new challenges to solve. Agriculture required understanding the seasons. Growing populations demanded organization. Trade required counting, measuring, and recording information. The questions themselves became larger because society itself had become more complex. For example, in Mesopotamia, the Sumerians developed one of the earliest known systems of writing. Their cuneiform tablets preserved contracts, harvests, trade records, and mathematical calculations. They organized cities, engineered irrigation canals, and developed numerical systems capable of describing quantities with sophistication. Their work wasn't driven by abstract curiosity alone. It solved practical problems that emerged from living together in complex societies. Along the Nile, Egyptian engineers surveyed land after annual floods, designed monumental architecture, and developed practical geometry that allowed them to measure, organize, and build at a massive scale. The pyramids remain among humanity's greatest engineering achievements, not because they were mysterious or strange or truly unusual, but because they demonstrate what becomes possible when observation, mathematics, planning, and skilled craftsmanship work together over generations. Across Asia, Africa, and the Americas, other civilizations were asking many of the same questions. The Indus Valley developed sophisticated urban planning and sanitation systems. Ancient Chinese inventors refined metallurgy, mechanics, and engineering while seeking practical solutions for agriculture, transportation, and governance. Civilizations throughout Mesoamerica carefully observed the heavens. They developed calendars and astronomical systems with precision. Different cultures often arrived at different solutions, but they were united by the same desire to understand the world and improve life within it. History is sometimes taught as though one civilization handed knowledge directly to another. But reality, our reality that we live in, is far richer. Ideas traveled with merchants, explorers, migrants, scholars, and conquerors. Some discoveries emerged independently in different places, while others were preserved, translated, challenged, and expanded across continents. Human progress has never belonged to one culture. It has always been a shared conversation. As civilizations flourished, curiosity gradually evolved into philosophy. Rather than simply observing the world, people began asking deeper questions about why the world behaved as it did. They searched for principles that could explain not just one event, but many. Among those thinkers was Aristotle, whose influence would shape intellectual life for nearly 2,000 years. Aristotle believed that everything in nature possessed a purpose. A seed became a tree because that was its nature. Fire rose because its natural place was above the earth. Stones fell because they sought their natural place below. Motion, in Aristotle's view, reflected purpose rather than mathematical law. It's easy to dismiss those ideas today because we know they aren't physically correct. But doing so misses something important. Aristotle wasn't just giving us answers. He was asking questions that were better in some ways than many of the people who came before him, or maybe even just more precise. He sought patterns, categories, and explanations that unified many observations into a coherent understanding of nature. That desire to organize knowledge would influence science for centuries. Aristotle also reminds us that progress rarely comes from having perfect answers. It comes from asking questions clearly enough that future generations can improve upon them. Every great thinker inherits an unfinished conversation. Their task isn't necessarily to finish it. Their task is just to move it forward. By the late 16th century, Europe was entering a period of intellectual change. Ancient texts were being discovered. Knowledge from the Islamic world had preserved and expanded Greek philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and medicine for centuries, while scholars translated and debated those works across cultures. Printing accelerated the spread of ideas, allowing discoveries to travel farther and faster than ever before. The conversation humanity had been carrying for millennia was becoming global in a new way. And into that world stepped Galileo Galilei. Galileo respected those who came before him, but he believed nature itself should have the final word. Instead of asking what respected authorities had written, he did experiments. He rolled balls down inclined planes. He measured pendulums, observed the moon through a telescope, and carefully recorded what actually happened. His experiments transformed motion from a philosophical discussion into something that could be measured, tested, and repeated. That shift may have been one of the greatest revolutions in human history. Observation became more important than tradition. Measurement became more persuasive than reputation. Nature itself became the ultimate authority. Once motion could be measured, it could also be predicted. And once it could be predicted, perhaps it could be engineered. Galileo's work inspired generations of scientists, including Sir Isaac Newton. Building upon the observations of Galileo, the astronomical discoveries of Johannes Kepler, and centuries of mathematical development stretching from Babylon and India to the Islamic Golden Age and Renaissance in Europe, Newton revealed something mind-blowing. The same laws that describe an apple falling from a tree also describe the moon orbiting the Earth. Motion wasn't governed by purpose, it was governed by laws. For the first time, humanity possessed a mathematical language capable of describing the movement of both ordinary objects and the heavens above. The universe suddenly appeared less mysterious. And it wasn't because there were questions had all been answered. It's because people had discovered that seemingly unrelated phenomena could be explained through the same underlying principles. And that realization transformed engineering forever. If nature follows consistent laws, then machines can be designed to work with those laws instead of against them. The universe had become understandable. And understanding creates possibility. Knowing why things move is very different from making them move. Gravity may pull a stone toward the earth, but lifting that stone is another challenge entirely. How do you move something too heavy to carry? How do you travel farther than your legs allow? How do you lift, build, transport, and shape a world larger than yourself? Humanity's answer wasn't to become stronger. It was to become more ingenious. Long before engines, electricity, or computers, people discovered something crazy. With a handful of deceptively simple ideas, they could multiply their own strength many times over. Those ideas would build cities, launch ships, construct cathedrals, power factories, and eventually make every modern machine possible. They are so ordinary that we rarely notice them. A lever, a wheel, a pulley, an inclined plane, a wedge, and a screw. Individually, they seem almost too simple to matter. But used together, they change civilization completely. And that story begins next time.